Okay, like I said, everybody, thank you so much for being here and for joining today. Today I'm going to talk about perceiving energies. Since I'm working with energy transmissions, there are energies coming in, and I know a lot of people are feeling energies, and there are also people who don't feel them. And I just want to go a little bit deeper into the whole story of feeling energies, perceiving energies. So every system is different. I emphasize this in every way, anyways, and every system perceives energies in a different way. So, for example, some people, when the energies are coming in, they feel a lot of bliss. Some, they sense it more as warm or cold. For some, it's a vibration in the body. For some, it's an accumulation of all these things. And sometimes there are people, or not sometimes, but there are also people, for them, it's not so much about the energies, so they don't feel the energies so much, but it's more about they can tap into the space of the silence, the clarity, and the stillness, for example, what I talk about a lot. So the true nature shining through. So this is more of their experience. Everything becomes quiet, silent, and expands in that area. And that's absolutely fine. So it doesn't really matter. And there are other experiences as well. So it's just to share a few. And it doesn't really matter how the system perceives the energies. They are coming in, and every system is receiving them. And the transformational work is happening. But how it is experienced is different. And it, on the bottom line, it doesn't really matter because the work is happening. And just to share, for example, how my experience was. So for the first 3 months, I was sitting in an energy transmission, so meditating with energy transmission. I didn't feel anything, except for 1 or 2 times there was like a moment where energy rushed through my system, like for a few seconds. And then I felt something, and then I knew, okay, there must be something to it. Although I didn't feel anything, it was just I was sitting in silence, and that was it. But I heard other participants from the group saying, okay, it was so blissful, or there was so much light present, and all of these experience, but I didn't have an experience at all, except for these 2 times. But curiosity made me stay with it. And then after 3 months, I started to feel energies. But this changed up until today, for example, it totally changed. Like it never stayed the same. So there were times when it was just, I just felt energy. There was no distinguishing between different ones. For example, when I was meditating with different transmitters, it just felt like energy. There wasn't the possibility to distinguish. Over time, I started to be able to distinguish also between different energies. They all have different quality, right? So the transmission is energy, is light, and is information on the fundamental level. And so every transmitter has a different transmission, and every single transmission has different information. And I started to just perceive it over time. But this took many hours of meditation, years. Yeah, and then what's very interesting, and this is actually a very commonly asked question, so maybe one of even the most commonly asked questions is, or when people share after the group sessions, that they have certain experiences. For example, they experience because of the transmission, because of the energies that are coming in, pain in the body somewhere. They experience heat. They experience pressure. There is twitching, there is kriyas, so movement. There is bliss just in certain areas, for example. So it doesn't have to be everywhere in the body. And this was also my experience. So at first, I felt energies like everywhere, but more in specific areas. So either specific chakras or even like just random areas of the body. Like sometimes it was eyeballs, sometimes it was head, crown chakra, third eye chakra. And it's really just because the energies are working there. And just doing the work, the healing and clearing, expanding. And then the feeling of it is basically just a side product, or the experience of the energies working there. So that's really it. So often when there is a meditation and there are, let's say, these crazy experiences and these beautiful ones and the ones that we really enjoy, they're often, or most of the time, just a side effect of the clearing and the expanding process, which is absolutely fine, right? But I'm just sharing. So there was a time, for example, when I had a lot of experiences, so a lot of very physical experiences. But then this changed again, and they became less and less until there was none. So I don't feel, for example, right now, I don't feel that the energies, they don't hit any specific areas in the system. So I don't get any feedback from the body. And also from being, let's say, very physical, the experience, it's now, the experience is more subtle, although the energies are getting very stronger. So I perceive them stronger. So they're extremely strong, but not like targeting a certain area and there's a pain or a energy hitting a blockage or something like that. But it's, yeah, again, it's just different. So very strong, but every cell of the body is experiencing it. So it's like a vibration of every cell in the body. Yeah. And so this is changing over time, and it will change for everybody who is here as well in their unique way. But what I definitely can say is a common thing. So when there's a lot of experiences, a lot of bliss, it's often due to clearing. And then it kind of stabilizes and then becomes more, let's say, more balanced. So it's not so much experiences anymore. It's more like in a balanced way. And it becomes more subtle. Yeah, so this is a commonly asked question. And what I want to emphasize here is, yes, we move through this process. There is a lot of experiences happening with these energies, but if people don't experience it physically, because I know a lot they don't, and they often get discouraged, because they hear other people sharing, or I'm sharing experiences as well, and I share them during the meditations or afterwards or here right now. Or participants are doing this, and some people, they just don't have any experiences, and I don't want you to get discouraged because the work is happening. And maybe because this was, for example, for a woman I was working with, she had certain expectations because of sharings from other people. So she imagined what, for example, bliss would feel like, or what a certain experience would feel like, and she was looking for it and couldn't find it. But then it was really like, okay, but what are you experiencing? So what is your personal experience? So not what I shared or what other people are sharing, but when you sit, you have your eyes closed, you feel into your system, like what is your experience in your body? And then she was actually more looking into that, allowing to look into her own system and see what she's actually experiencing. And then she found it, let's say it like that. She found that she actually experiences energies, but she just didn't see it before. So this could be also a possibility, just saying that you're looking for something because of other people's sharings, and it's not your experience, but there's actually something else going on, and you just have overlooked it. Or you feel like, okay, you have an experience, but it's so normal that you don't even think about it, and you feel like you have no experience, but actually it's that, right? So often when people share experiences, it sounds so profound. But yeah, I hope you know what I mean. And in the end, it's really about doing the work, doing the meditation, allowing the energies to come in and allowing them to work on your system. And where we are experiencing the let's say, the outcome, or if it's working or not, is really in life experience. So who we are and who is the world, compared to us. And is this changing? Is the experience of ourselves changing? Is the experience of the world changing? Are we becoming more relaxed? Are there less triggers? Do we feel we're more aligned with life, with who we are? Do we hear our intuition? Like, these are all side effects of this work, and they accumulate. So there are so many I guess side effect is not the correct word, but there's just so many amazing effects that are happening through this work with transmissions. And it's not really only about feeling the work itself, but it's really about what it's doing in the end. Because, if we would just sit in transmission and nothing is happening, then we have a great time. And that's also amazing. But, we really want to see results here because it's about the results in the end. Yeah. I wonder if there is anything else, but I think this is what I wanted to share today. No, I think that's it. Basically, please, if you don't feel anything yet, if you think you don't have an experience, maybe today you just, look into your system and ask, okay, show me my own personal experience of this transmission, like show me how I can, or how I'm perceiving these energies. Just ask this question. And if there's still nothing there, see, maybe it's the silence that is expanding, the stillness, the clarity, the system gets calmer, you just expand. Maybe it's that for you. And if there's just nothing there, keep on coming to these meditations, keep on doing the work. And I'm sure over time you will see changes. Yeah. Okay. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you for listening.